Give it a second. All right. Welcome to Bottom of the Glass, a podcast dedicated to movie reviews, sharp takes, and conversations best had over a glass. Each episode, we break down movies and TV scene by scene till there's nothing left on the screen or in the glass. Today, I'm joined by my fearless co-host, Miles, the Mac Daddy of Justice Washington. And I'm your host, Chad Kelly. What's up? So today on Bottom of the Glass, we got a tequila pineapple drink made by Miles. So cheers. Cheers. All right. So today we decided we did yesterday we did the UFC, our fight companion we call the Z Team Chronicles at the gym that we train at.
Take one. So it's the first one going around. That was pretty good.
Yep.
Good time.
Yeah, it was our first one we tried there. It was good. It went well. How do you feel about the fights last night? What was your favorite fight from the night?
Definitely the Fiziev and Rufi fight. I was obviously with that good contention fight with two really good strikers, it's could end at any time from any person. Just
Yeah.
Really, really good time strike, which is what it came down to. I've been following Fiziev a little more, so I guess I was kind of like maybe pulling for him a little bit, but a little bit more. But great fight for sure.
Yeah.
So that was probably what I was looking forward to most and was the most entertaining for me.
Yeah, I would agree. I thought sometimes you get two really good strikers and you have one guy who's both guys who are probably maybe known for more for counters. You think that it could be like a slower paced fight, but they kind of went right away.
Yeah.
And got active like early but all while using good footwork and like technical striking.
Yeah, Chris technical striking, going for some like a little bit riskier moves, jumping knees and stuff like that from Rufi. It's compared to like the Lopez and Volkanovski fight at the end, which was also a great fight, but you can tell that they have really, really good at like judging each other's distance and kind of pacing it out and stuff like that. But you see the more like people that work more in the striking, you'll see some of those, I guess you'd say flashier techniques come out.
Yeah, for
I
sure.
don't care. I call it flasher now. It's still cool to see those things thrown every once in a while and timed the right way because they can be powerful techniques that landed.
Yeah. It's an interesting style clash because it's one guy who is very like a traditional kickboxing like that they would teach you, hands up,
Yep.
proper stance, good, and then it's another guy who's able to use more of his explosiveness and kind of like creativity.
Hands lower,
Yeah.
trying to throw in some more like unorthodox and some spinning stuff.
Yeah.
Not to say that if I say it doesn't, but when you do it, you could see it's definitely there's just something different about the sharpness of the angle when one person has that really sharp dynamic stance, the hands up high, sharp kickboxing stance.
Yeah, for sure.
Like the hands down open here type thing. So, but it was really cool to watch. I like that. And like, it's cool to see because you'll see it go back and forth of who wins those exchanges and fights and who doesn't. Because sometimes the styles clash and one zigs when they should zag. And so, yeah, but that was awesome for me.
Yeah, I thought it was a great fight. I agree with you. I think that was my favorite fight of the night. I thought the Hooker versus Saint Denis fight went about as like kind of what we expected.
Yeah.
Like Hooker had chance on the feet, but if it went to the ground, we knew he was in trouble. And Saint Denis really persistent with his takedowns.
It looked like it was like the Hooker is more of a threat earlier in the fights now too, before he starts to maybe get a little tired. I don't know
Yeah.
if that was the case, but he had definitely seemed like he was in some moments where he like had him and had Saint Denis in like danger, hurt a couple times.
I agree.
But no, it was a great fight either way. Then like in the ground, it was like he was just trying to defend that choke, and it's like okay, he's defending the choke, but then he started getting teed off. It's like eesh.
Yeah.
And I was rooting for it. It's like Hooker's one of those guys because he's been fighting for so long. We see him come up. It's like, you kind of want to see him. You want to see him win, but it's just like, it's kind of like how you think it's typically going to go when I guess you see those situations. It sucks to say, but like, I guess.
Yeah, you kind of see when this is not a diss on these guys, but eventually your body can only do that kind of stuff for so long, and you get to a certain level, and then eventually you start slowly you're losing these like bigger fights. You can't get past the hump anymore. Kind of feels like that's where Hooker is, which sucks, but it's not a he still did really well, throughout his career. So it's not a diss on him, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
And then we saw the Volk versus Lopez fight. Thought Lopez fought good. I think Volk just kind of did a little more every round to control the action. He
Yeah,
was landing his kicks really well, was checking and defending really
defended
well
really
too.
well, yeah. Some of his punches were landing. He was, like, definitely when they were in, like, the mix-ups and the phrase of, like, the kinetic parts of the fight when they, like, kinda clash, he was definitely I felt like he was winning those. There was some
Yeah,
times where he was, like, leaping in, then he was out, then he was, like, back in again. I was like, that was pretty cool to
yeah,
see, like,
yeah,
the
for
timing
sure.
change and the footwork change.
But yeah, I think all in all, it was a good night of fights. I mean, I watched the fights before that. I watched some of the prelims fights. They were
And
all really good.
another thing about Volkanovski too quick before is like, the blocking of the kicks too to the body, cross blocking nice and tight. I think the mixture of the checks and then the mixture of using sharp elbows as a deterrent during your blocks, like, yeah, it's gonna hurt you too. Like
Yeah,
someone's kicking your elbow and you have a sharp jab ready to go. It's like when they meet that,
yeah,
they're gonna be hesitant to throw that kick. And if it's already been like, it's already taken some kicks and already hit the knees and been checked a couple of times,
yeah.
you do some real
It's
damage to
definitely
these.
probably part of why he's got. I know he had both his feet. Lopez's both feet were broken or hurt.
Yeah,
It's
they're both
definitely
limping.
part of it.
Yeah, so it's just another part of the sport,
Yeah,
because like people think, oh, getting kicked in the leg kicks, whatever. It's like, oh man, those things will really debilitate you if
yeah, for
you
sure.
don't.
All right. So we were talking earlier on the phone. We were gonna just we had that the podcast we released today from yesterday for the from the gym. And we were gonna just take a week and then do another one next week. So we were talking about ideas because we were looking at movie reviews or which movie we wanted to do. If we do one, we kind of want to watch the movie before just to like just to remember everything that we want to talk about. And then as we were doing it,
Yeah, Chad was talking about how he's going to review. He's been watching Night of the Seven Kingdoms, which we're big Game of Thrones fans, both of us, and I haven't been on Night of the Seven Kingdoms yet. I haven't been on any streaming services, but I'll get back on that and watch these things. But we were talking about that. He's interviewed that tonight. I was asking how that was, and then we kind of just went off on a talk about fictional dragons and which one's the most powerful, and which one could be whichever. And then we're kind of debating it back and forth before I went to the gym. Well, there's some weights today, and then it got it's got us thinking. It's like, you know what? Maybe we'll do the pod about that, and we'll go over some of our like fictional dragons, since we're both kind of like the high fantasy
yeah,
nerd shit. Game of Thrones, Lord of the Rings, sword and sorcery type things has always been like something that's been in my interest, and we also
yeah.
definitely a
So
nerd. So
so the argument started. So we're gonna name a bunch of different dragons, and we'll rate them as we go. We'll each pick a different one. We'll kind of go, and then we'll say which one. I'm gonna start off right off the bat. Drogon. You could pick a bunch of different dragons from Game of Thrones, the world. If you want to do House of Dragon, you probably have a better shot. They probably have more powerful dragons. You're talking about like Vhagar. They're more battle tested. But let's just do the most popular one. I'll just say Drogon, right? So I'm gonna say Drogon. Game of Thrones is it's gonna be way more
you know
badass
what?
than the one that Miles is gonna say next, but we can debate that. I mean, they're big, shoots fire. They brought magic back into the world of Game of Thrones with dragons coming back. Uh, they are killable, but it's pretty hard for the humans. Eventually, they figure it out. But mostly, the dragons killed each other to die in Game of Thrones. There's some humans that killed them with the big bolt thingy they shot,
Yeah,
but yeah, they were the ultimate nuclear weapon in war. They just could if you got a dragon, you could be
yep,
Aegon the Conqueror and you could take over the whole seven kingdoms.
yeah.
So, all right, what do you got?
It's pretty crazy. They're like a giant flying flamethrower in the world of Game of Thrones, and
Yeah.
everybody's like on horseback. So yeah, in the world of Game of Thrones, I can see that, like obviously being like the threat, especially because it was. We talking like just like on screen, or is like that's not video games either?
Okay, movie, TV, video games.
All right, if we're going video games, I think my pick is definitely beating this one because I'd go with like just Bahamut from Final Fantasy.
Ugh, it's gay. All right.
Is
I didn't
that
even
gay?
think. No, it's great. I love Final
I
Fantasy.
know, but
I
no,
just didn't think about that dragon.
I'm saying
That yeah,
that's a little cheap because
you're probably right.
that dude's attack, he's flying up in outer space, and those dragons in Game of Thrones. But even without that, all right, because that's a
Just
little
pick a
too. That's
movie
a little too.
TV. Let's
Yeah,
pick the movie TV.
I'll say this. Let's say I'll pick Smog from Lord of the Rings because it's I think that's definitely an even fight, but
Yeah.
like that motherfucker was talking. He was having full on conversation, boasting about himself. he figured out he was hoarding gold and sleeping because he was just like, that's all I want. Like, that's all he really needed to do.
Just chill with some gold. Couldn't even spend that gold, dude.
I so
He ain't
say,
buying any
what
dragon
does a
pussy.
dragon buy? maybe it's the look of it or something. I don't know. But yeah, and just like the level of like terror he was when he first came around, like because the level of destruction is comparable.
Yeah.
But the only reason I say that is because Lord of the Rings, I think they were dealing with a higher level of magic than in Game of Thrones. That's the one thing
Yeah, that is true.
and that's the one thing I really like about Game of Thrones too, because it was different. Is like the magic was present there, but
I'm
it
gonna pull
was
my notes. Keep going. Sorry.
no worries. The magic was present, but it was like kind of more like a hidden, subtle thing instead of like a big, guy with a gray wizard and a staff, a big gray beard, like casting spells and stuff. It was a lot more hitting and like looked occult and like what you kind of think it realistically looked
Yeah,
like,
that's
I
true.
guess. But at the same time, I like all the other more fantasy.
All right, I'm gonna talk about some more dragons here. So we got dragons we were talking about from was it Reign of Fire?
Yeah,
With
great movie.
Christian Bale,
Matthew
Matthew
McConaughey.
McConaughey. That's such a good movie. So it was like a perfect B action movie
Yeah.
in like
You
early
know,
2000s kind of.
I think you're right. I think that might be like, yeah, top 5 for B action movies. And like I was just talking about when you asked me about favorite movies,
Yeah.
Equilibrium. I guess that would be considered a B list movie too, because that
Yeah.
didn't come out in theaters. Although that movie's just really, really good. But I
I
guess
have to rewatch it because I don't really remember. I know I've seen it, but I don't remember great.
it was kind of like, what was that movie, that book 1984, was it, when it's like a
George
dystopian
Orwell.
future,
Yeah, yeah,
like
yeah.
everyone's controlling thought, they banned all sorts of art and religion, so it's all like a monotone society, and they take these
Yeah.
pills to dull them, and like Christian Bale is like one of the top officers in enforcing that, and like, so when they find people that are like trying to resist and collect art, he's the one that goes and like fucking assassinates them.
Yeah.
He's like a badass assassin. He just kills all these people, but then I forget what happens. He ends up just like not taking the drug and then ends up feeling things again. Then has like a change of heart and then like ends up helping everybody. And then the story unfolds from there and there, but from
All right.
there on. But
I'm gonna check that out. I have to rewatch it. I don't know if I feel like I've seen it, but now I'm thinking that maybe I haven't.
yeah, it's
But
really good. Who else was in it? Tay Diggs was in it.
okay.
Yeah, if we
Nice.
haven't seen that, maybe watch that and we can like review that.
That'd be sick. That'd be a good one because it's the one I haven't really seen.
It
So
was
it'd be
supposed
fun.
to be like a rival to like the Matrix and action,
Okay.
and I kind of honestly I
That's
like
cool.
in a way I like the fighting in that movie because in that movie more because they do it's a lot of like gunfighting, like,
Yep.
a lot of fancy gunfighting, but they have like these swords too. They're like like
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. I like that.
So I was like, yeah, all right, I'm in.
So on Rain on Fire or Rain of Fire,
Rain of Fire.
I like these dragons are cool. They're good, but they're kind of like it's really just the one main dragon that's badass.
Yeah,
And the problem with those dragons is once you kill that dragon, they all die.
they all die. They have like a hive connection or some weird.
I think it was like it was like that was like the
definitely more of a plot device.
I think that was the only female dragon, right?
I think all the other ones were female.
Yeah, so there's only one
That
male.
was the only male.
So without the male, you can't have more dragons.
Yeah.
That was the biggest thing.
Yeah.
I don't know if they all died, but you couldn't have it. You couldn't make any more without that one.
Yeah.
So and the other ones were a lot smaller, so they could deal with it. But once you kill that big one, now you don't have any more dragons getting made because you killed the male.
Yeah.
So that was cool. But Drogon would
definitely
have
a plot device, but
Drogon and Smog would have pieced that dragon up.
I think so too.
They would have pieced him up. I mean,
Yeah.
just think about like Vagar would have like 840 of those things.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm thinking now that I'm thinking about it too, is that I think it's best to keep it to on-screen dragons too, because like when you get to video games, you
Yeah, we can talk about
different level of power. That's like, all right, like, you can't compare it.
I got some other dragons here that I want to throw out here, see if you remember them. We got Draco from Dragonheart.
Yo,
It's Draco.
all right, that's
Dragonheart.
a great. That is a great mention. Draco from Dragonheart. You know what?
That's a great movie too. I love that movie.
He might take it.
He's wicked powerful. The problem with him is you just gotta kill that other dude. You just gotta
you
beat
gotta kill
that
the
scrawny
human.
blonde dude. Just kill him.
Wait, but
Or again, unless it's before.
let's talk
before
about
he gave him the heart.
pre-splitting his heart.
Yeah, it's true. Pre-splitting the heart.
Yeah,
He's tough.
bro. He was
can talk,
and the thing
too.
is that he was talking. He was handling stuff with like a sense of humor, so it's like he wasn't even being serious.
Yeah, he could talk.
Wasn't that John Goodman that voiced the dragon?
I think it was Goodman, right? And then who was that? It was Dennis Quaid, right?
Yeah, I
Dennis
think so.
Quaid, Dennis Quaid, and him.
Man, I remember watching that movie when I was a kid. I
I
haven't
loved that
seen that
movie as a
movie in
kid.
so long.
I used to love it.
I used to love that movie. That's another one to see, and
That's a,
this is why we have these podcasts, is because this is what a typical conversation on a Sunday when we're doing this type of thing would go.
and then another one who
Go
again,
put a list. This
another
is
one
a
I was thinking
great
I
movie.
don't actually really love. I liked the movie when I was a kid, but now I'm thinking about it, I don't know if he was actually that like good of a. I don't think he did make dragon things,
Mhm.
but you could do like Never Ending Story. What was his name? Falcor. You do that one. Was that a dragon?
I think
Was that
he
a giant
was.
sheepdog?
He looked like a mix of both. He was like the friendliest dragon in the
Yeah,
world.
he was. Yeah, so I don't think he was like he would have got pieced up by all these
I
dragons.
don't know. Maybe he had some hidden powers that they just expand upon. You know, maybe he's. I don't know. Sometimes when you see the good, happy one,
Yeah,
like, yo, man, you want. That's the one you want. I guess that's the one you always want to see win, right? But
but you were saying for like anime earlier, you brought up Shenron, which is
Shenron.
probably going to be the most powerful of all of
Yeah, the
them.
thing is, you even they never even show him fight either. They show
Yeah,
him get killed a couple times, or once at least.
yeah,
Like, yeah, I would put money on him. I don't know.
yeah. He would just snap his fingers and kill them all, right?
Yeah. Well, I don't know if he's like that powerful, but just on like whenever they can talk, it's like all right,
Yeah, they got
they have a
a
little
little
higher intelligence
more.
here, you know. Like,
Yeah, there's something about the non-talking dragons though, whereas like Drago or like the ones in Game of Thrones, like Vagar and all that, where it's
yeah,
like I mean in House of Dragons the coolest one is the Bloodworm, uh Caraxes. That's the coolest dragon to me.
yeah, that's
Damon's
Damon's dragon,
dragon.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, I can't wait till the I don't want to do any spoilers here, but the fight that Damon has with his dragon is the best part in the book. So it's gonna be amazing. I think it's gonna
yeah,
either happen the end of season 3 or the beginning of season 4 they'll do it. But it's gonna be like it's the best action sequence in that whole book, and it's gonna be awesome. Yeah, I mean, in Game of Thrones, I mean, Daenerys could have just she did pretty much did in the end of it, even though it was a bad ending. But she could have just like took the Seven Kingdoms right away.
yeah.
She could just she could have just wasted.
There was nothing they really had. Even then, even when they killed the dragon so easily, it just wasn't believable. You know?
Yeah. With the little spear, yeah. The freaking, I mean, that one that frustrates me.
You know, I got another one too. Here's another one. Dragon. Actually, I think we're gonna really come down to it. This one probably wins it out of the list so far. Is Ghidorah from Godzilla,
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. I didn't even think about him as a dragon. Yeah, you're right.
because he technically, I mean, he's an alien, but he was a three-headed dragon. It's like,
Yeah, I know you're right. Yeah, you're right. I mean, you could. There's a lot of like,
and that one was he wasn't fucking with fire. He was fucking with like lightning energy, man.
yeah, that's a good one. I haven't seen that in forever. I'm gonna have to rewatch that. Yeah, he's
Was
in which Godzilla was he in? In like it's
in the
the old.
recent ones.
Yeah, was he in the new one?
Yeah, they did the newest one. I think it was the second one, maybe that he was in.
Okay. Yeah,
And then they fight the Metal Godzilla in the Godzilla vs Kong one, and it has his like brain in it, and it
yeah,
takes over
yeah.
some robot or something.
I remember that.
The humans are trying to control the brain, and the brain's up like taking over the people trying to use it.
Yeah, then the one after that they fight. I watched the next one. It was like yeah, these are like kind of like pointless action movies that I like. They weren't like great movies, but the one
No, but
after that one they have what's his name? The other chimp.
yeah, they had that other king one. They beat
Forgot
him
his
pretty
name.
easy though.
Yeah, he got whooped.
It was who ended up being the main bad guy in that?
Wasn't it him? Wasn't the monkey the big one?
No, I thought it was another one after. Maybe it was him using that other ice breathing one or something like that.
Yeah, maybe brought the other one. Yeah, I might have brought in no, it was
Yeah.
the flying one. Can't remember his name. Yeah, but they had a bunch of them in those 3 movies. They had like 7 different
Yeah, when they go to
7 different
the
creatures.
Hollow Earth type thing.
Yeah. All right. So I think what we're coming down to is I think you're right. I think it's probably gonna be the Godzilla one is gonna
Yeah.
win. But if we're not counting him, I think I might have to agree with you now that maybe Smog will win. But there's a chance. I mean, Smog gets
There's
his ass
definitely-
whipped by some wizards and some hobbits, right? So
This is true, but it's kind of the same for the dragons in Game of Thrones for the ones that die, which is like is one of the biggest things about that was like it seems so unrealistic to me that like
well, most of
okay,
them,
first of all,
seriously, most of them die in the Death Dragon. Spoiler for House of Dragons. Most of the dragons die because of mutual destruction. They kill each other.
That's believable for sure. I'm talking
And then
about
after that, because they keep them in that little small area in the thing, they don't grow big in there, and that's how they
I'm
kill them.
talking about Drogon, Viserys, and
True.
and Was the other one Aegon?
Rhaegar
Rhaegar, whatever
or
his name was.
Rhaegal.
I can't remember which
Yeah.
one of the three.
Drogon lives.
Yeah, I'm talking about those out of those three. One gets killed by the
The
Night
Night
King.
King, which I
That's
guess
believable.
he's got, and then the other one
The
gets.
other one
That's
just
the
gets
one.
murked out of nowhere. It's like
Yeah.
that was just like okay,
But those
that
things
was
were
bullshit.
Yeah, those weapons I guess were made for it, but
Yeah, no, still though, you're flying into attack and you don't see that freaking thing coming at you, and the dragon just gets hit once
yeah,
and that's like that's just so I don't know, man.
it was the weakest of the three dragons too.
But that was a
Yeah, that was Rhaegal.
but that being said, I guess any of them can win. But I think it's between Smog and the one from Dragonheart there.
Smug's kind of fat though.
But he's got four legs too.
It's
That's
true.
another thing
It's
too.
true.
Is
It's true.
they've got the front the him and did the dragon from Dragonheart have the two? That's the that might be the deciding factor.
He just might not be as big as the other ones are portrayed on in the show in the movies. Like in Game of Thrones, some of them look really big, like Drogon or like like
Smog?
Rhaegar and Smog too. But I don't know if the Dragonheart one, who's probably one of my favorites, Draco. I don't know if he's as big as the other ones
That's a good
portrayed in
point.
the movie. He's just portrayed smaller.
Yeah,
They just
might
have
be. He might be. But does he have the four legs? Because that might be the deciding factor, man. The Game of Thrones ones, they only have the two legs at the bottom and the wings. Like the dragon has the two.
That's
front
true. That's
arms
true.
with the claws.
Yeah, you have double. You got four weapons now. You got four
They
weapons
can function as arms. Some of them are like human.
because that's how they were fighting in House of Dragons. They were like they bite each other and then they would claw the stomach with the back one. So now we have all four to claw.
Yeah,
You can just end it way
you
easier.
can claw the neck easier, I guess, right?
Yeah, and
Or you could
the
do
belly.
dragon fighting now, I guess.
Yeah, dude, dragon. We're gonna be dragon hunters. If Rain of Fire ever happens, we got this.
I'm fried immediately.
I'm gonna shave my head and grow a goatee like Matthew McConaughey.
I gotta say, out of okay, so they pretty much turned him into like kind of like the bad guy of the movie, but he was kind of a badass character. But they could have done him so much more justice on how they had him die in that movie. It's like the plan goes wrong. He's at the top of the tower, and he's just looking at it. He takes off his big battle axe. He's staring it down. It's flying at him. He runs up. Yeah. Jumps off like he's gonna freaking hit it and just gets.
You think he's gonna like at least club it in the head and like almost hurt it, and then he just gets taken out like easy. Like damn. I mean, it makes sense, giant dragon, but still, should have thrown it.
Something.
He should have thrown it.
Yeah, right.
In air or something. Just did something with it.
Something. He should have thrown it or done something, or at least hit it and got something. It could like flown him up in the air,
Yeah, that was
flown back down and killed him.
That was a letdown. That was a letdown.
Some kind of cooler death than that. It was definitely funny though.
Yeah, I love that. Oh shit.
It's like okay, Christian Bale is definitely the main character in this.
So for our some more other things that we're gonna talk about like later on, we're gonna do the top 10 villains of all time. We're gonna do that eventually. I think we're gonna do a comedy next, right? So we're battling between like Superbad, Wedding Crashers, Old School, something like that, probably.
Yeah,
I'm thinking Superbad is a good one because it's I don't know, it just reminds me of my like high school.
yeah.
Just like the talking shit with my stupid
not
friends.
even so much, talking not like the antics, of course, but like I mean, maybe like way dumbed down, lesser versions. Of course, it's a movie, but like that is like I saw something and then like how that movie's kind of like a time capsule, and I was like thinking, I was like, yeah, that was like right before like everything, like Facebook was out, but it was like before a lot of the smart stuff was like really big, and there was still a different layer of separation, even though we had the internet for so long. And we did have cell phones. It was just different. There wasn't smartphones and screens and all this other connectivity we have now. So it was like one of those. It's still like a unique time period movie. Like to look back on, it's like man, like can't go back to that. But we grew up with it.
Yeah,
we experienced that.
We want to do like our first R-rated movies that we can remember, because there's probably some bunch that we have watched before, but there's gonna be some that like the one that you remember the most is probably what we'll do. We'll each do that. We'll talk about ours for a little bit.
I already know what mine is gonna be, but we'll say that.
Yeah, I know mine too. Yeah. And then we could do like we're gonna do. Well, the thing I thought was cool, we could even like kind of do something right now a little bit, but I thought would be as cool as like best your favorite movie that people like shit on, or favorite movie that has like bad ratings or bad whatever reviews and stuff like that is a good
Or like,
one, you know.
yeah, or was just received differently. It wasn't like
So this,
greatly received like a crazy blockbuster theater
yeah,
movie. It was
yeah,
like a
yeah.
really
This wasn't
acclaimed
like
critical
claimed.
movie. Yeah,
There's always a bunch of
I
those
do
where
have
I'm
a
like,
good one in mind. Like I don't know if I would choose it, but I might actually choose it. But it was a Punch Drunk Love with Adam Sandler.
ooh, it's a great movie. That's a Paul Thomas Anderson movie. Paul Thomas Anderson is probably gonna win Best Director right now, for One Battle After Another.
Oh,
But yeah,
okay.
same
Is
director.
that with Leonardo DiCaprio?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That
Same.
movie was really that good?
That was pretty good. Yeah, I don't think it was like. I mean, it's always like the best. The ones that are gonna win the best are never like your favorite movies of the year. My favorite movie that I think I saw last year was probably Weapons. It was like a good, really good horror movie.
Okay.
Same guy who did Barbarian, just like really, really messed up.
Yeah,
I
the
really,
dude from The Whitest Kids You Know.
yeah, 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 yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
I remember I figured that out and I was like, "No way." I was like, "I wonder what happened to that guy."
Yeah,
Watched
so
that
I
shit was
think
funny.
that's probably, but it was a good movie. I don't think it was like but it was good. So yeah, Punch Drunk Love. That's Adam Sandler.
Adam
It's
Sandler,
his
like,
first like serious role.
eh, I don't wanna call it a serious role though, because there was, like, elements of humor to
Yeah,
it.
there were
You know
some like
you know what I mean?
wicked
Like,
funny parts.
but it was like a offbeat type of movie. It was just different. I don't know. It was like one of those, like, I don't know, that movie is just always different to me, and, like, I remember watching it, like, even when I was, like, younger when it came, I just remember watching it, catching it, like, some random time and, like, just liking it for some reason.
Yeah, I just love when he's arguing with the other guy,
With Philip,
Phil
Philip
Seymour
Seymour
Hoffman,
Hoffman, great
and
actor.
he's like, "Shut up, shut up,
Shut up.
shut
Oh,
up."
oh, yeah, and then, like, trying to, like, uh, trade fake bars, but then you realize that Adam Sandler's character is, like, kinda really about it at the end.
Oh yeah, yeah,
He's not messing around.
yeah. He's the best.
He's the best. He's like, "Oh, these plungers are unbreakable," and he's like, and it smashes, and yeah, he sells plungers, but, like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
just everything from, like, the cinematography to, like, the timing of, like, the soundtrack and score and stuff. It was just a weird movie. He plays, like, a really, really awkward guy, but it's, I don't know, I gotta watch that one again because 'cause it's been a while since I've seen it, but that's definitely the one for me, for
That's a
sure.
great one. It's a great one.
That might I think that's probably my favorite Adam Sandler movie in all
Really,
honesty.
really.
Yeah,
Have you ever
yeah.
seen Rain on Me with him?
Yeah, yeah, I
That's a
have.
good movie
That was a
too.
good
It's
one
like a
too.
like really sad, like kind of depressing movie, but he does a really good job in that
Yeah,
one.
him and Don Cheadle.
John Cheadle, man.
Yeah.
Iron
War Machine.
War
War
Machine.
Machine.
Iron Patriot, dude. Iron
Yeah.
Patriot. I like I like
Sorry, Terrence Howard.
yeah, I know. Sorry, dude. Well, just keep doing your math. I don't know.
That Whoop That Trick will always,
That's a good
you
movie
know,
too.
I kinda listened to the regular version because the track and it's like the track that they recorded is not, like, the same as the one they use in the movie, and it's like, "Man, that's actually really disappointing."
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Terrible song with terrible lyrics either way, but it gets you going.
It does. It does. It does.
Yo, everybody, I just wanted to do a quick outro video to me and Miles' podcast where we broke down the UFC 325. We had our dragon debate, best dragon in TV and movies, and then we got into like his one of his favorite unsung movies. He would say like a movie that most people don't think about, and that was Punch Drunk Love. And then we did do another like 15 minutes, but we had some technical difficulties, so it kind of cut out there. So yeah, I just wanted to come out and do a quick little outro video. Thanks for watching. Yeah, I'm doing a review of Night of the Seven Kingdoms episode 2 and 3 in about 5 minutes, and then so I'll probably be releasing 2 videos in a couple days. So thanks, guys. I hope you enjoyed the pod. Bye.